I'll put out a plug. So this is my plug on the Book Speaks podcast for the Sell More Book Show. And in true Sell More Book Show fashion, I'm going to give you this plug in a 3 bullet point list. So here we go.
Number 3.
Not too hot, not too cold. The scope of discussion on the Sell More Books show sits in a pleasant Goldilocks zone. Not too micro, not too macro. Whereas a great show like The Creative Pen casts a very wide scope in terms of the business, the art, and the future of publishing, and a show like the Self-Publishing Podcast gets down to the narrow nitty-gritty of specific approaches, the Sell More Books show maintains a centered scope that allows its hosts to treat all the tips and news of the week as equitably as they see fit. Which brings us to...
Number 2.
Mano y mano. While often Jim and Bryan's opinions on the news are predictable in so much as that they are informed and consistent, it's pleasantly refreshing to find a show where the hosts are not afraid to disagree with each other from time to time. Unlike a panel where everyone seems to be agreeing with one voice, these two are putting the die back in dialogue when they present cogent, coherent, and opposing arguments. It doesn't happen with every story, it doesn't happen every week, but when it does happen, they don't shy away from it. And lastly,
Number 1.
bases loaded. Maybe the best thing about listening to the Sell More Book Show is this. You're busy, I'm busy, everybody's busy, so as much as we might each have a list of 5 to 10 podcasts we want to catch every week, it just isn't feasible to do that and still get our work done. But listening to the Sell More Books show will likely keep you up to date on a lot of the interesting advice, tips, and news circulating on other shows anyway. Stories regularly feature material sourced from The Creative Pen, the Science Fiction and Fantasy Marketing Podcast, The Digital Reader, eReader Today, K-Boards, the 20 Books to 50K Facebook group, and others. Short on time, but want to cover all the bases? Listen to the Sell More Books show. All right, so there you have it, my 3-point plug. I am not affiliated in any official capacity. If I'm on Jim and Bryan's radar at all, I'm sure it's as the tiniest, prawniest blip who comments on their show. But if you guys want to pay me, and if there's any concern for copyright infringement for doing your countdown, I think Jim would be calling the kettle black for his many sounders. So there's a joke you'll understand if you're a fan of the show.